Hello, it is I, the real and sister Browns fan, here to talk about the recent unveilings. It's not super official yet, but it's pretty damn official, I feel like. So I just want to go ahead and start saying stuff before I go ahead and make an exit because it looked like the writings are on the wall. So I'll start off by saying that my last video, I said a lot of things. In the heat of emotions, passions, and everything like that. Some things I felt as truth, but some things I felt unfair. So to some people, first and foremost, my team, my whole Cleveland Browns team, let's talk about some of the wrongs that I had. I'll take accountability as far as that is that I was dividing the team up of, Dorsey's people versus AV's people. And I was watching Cleveland.com and Quincy Carrier, he made a mention that, me and my, like I said, blindness of just being attached to Baker, I forgot about the signings of Kareem Hunt, or nah, of Nick Chubb. We still got Denzel, but they haven't locked that up yet. And I mean, if you want to talk about Kareem Hunt, but then I was saying like, hey, he was a part of that little package deal. So I was just going off of the supposedly trade. So I didn't know what was going on at the time. But nonetheless, yes, Teller is another um, Dorsey signee or bringy or tradey, whatever you want to call it. So no, not necessarily is it all of them. No. But nonetheless, that's just how I felt at the time, especially with Baker and Jarvis, you know what I'm saying? It was just like those was the personalities, if you will, like the lightning rods. Like one a little more quieter as far as like Jarvis, like his passion is on the field while Baker's is more so off field. But nonetheless, what I wanted to go on to say is that I'm not like I don't want I was wrong. We're one team regardless who brought in who. It's like once you're a Brown, you're always a Brown, so it don't matter who was the GM or who wasn't the GM. So, like I said, I was wrong for that, and I'll take blame for that. And that was so yeah, like I said, and Amari Cooper, I didn't give him a proper welcoming, but welcome to the Browns. My hood people argument, I still meant what I meant, but like I said, you don't want. I don't want that. Like I hadn't used the right word for it. What I meant to say is like ultra competitive. I don't know. I think I meant what I meant, but at the same time, what I was trying to say, nonetheless, is that you know I do want those dudes that's gonna be extra competitive and give it they all. And I mean, if he's renegotiating his contract, to keep Jarvis, we'll see. All right, so got that done. All right, so I don't even know how to like where to even start or where to go. So I guess I'll just start talking. Um, Deshaun's here. Congratulations. Welcome to the Browns. And I'll start off by saying this. When I look back and reflect, because all right, you want to talk about initial reaction? Let's start with initial reaction. I was told by a colleague that was like, "Hey, did you hear the news?" And I'm thinking like, "Oh, they already know I like the Browns, so let me guess, the Baker's traded." They said no, Deshaun's coming here. After I just was assuming that we was out of the runnings, and Baker saying what he said, talking about the bridge is burnt and everything like that. So I'm already kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And I thought he didn't handle it the right way or whatever. I felt like I am thinking of other quarterbacks in the league, like Aaron Rodgers had to go through stuff like this, like Tom Brady. Everybody had to go through stuff like this, and just the way that he handled it overall was just like he was saying f you guys. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't be the big enough person to just still stick it out for it was pretty much your team. That's the way you was acting like. Um, so like at that point, I was just like, so Baker's not like, what are we gonna do? What are we really gonna do? Is like I still felt like Baker was gonna be playing, and then the Browns anteed up, giving him 80 mil to D Watson, and I mean the rest is history. I mean, like F what you heard or whatever as far as the roster. I mean, I'm sure that's like an eensy bit part of it, but 230 million. I mean, that's 80 more million than Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers only had 4 interceptions last year. So you talking about you getting 80 more million dollars than that guy? I mean, I would come here too. So what I really want to say is that after I'm taking a look back at it, um, I'm really proud of what the Cleveland Browns and AB really is doing. Deshaun, a brother, going through this, and you got another brother in position that can reach a hand out that can kind of help lift up. And although I know they bringing out all other NFL teams was trying to look to or whatever, and I get that, but just even more so, it's just like the one that gives you the redemption shot is another, person of color or whatever, and it's like we need that in the community to see like we can, as far as the black community, because it's a lot of like tearing down within our own community, not in other people communities. I don't see that in Latin culture or Asian or Irish or whatever, you know what I'm saying. I don't see that, but in ours it usually is a lot of that, and to see the opposite of that going on where Deshaun is getting a redemption um, shot, if you will, or redemption try, if you want to call it that. I don't know for sure. I don't know the whole situation, and plus he's still battling those civil suits. Nothing's officially closed or anything like that. So I mean, but we just assuming that, like I said, I don't think he had. I don't think it's like I said. I think it was a collusion. I think they got together and did this. But like I said, I could be wrong. And I mean, if you want to be mad at me for what I feel, I just feel like that's what it was. You know what I mean? Just because of the nature and the timing of the whole situation. But anywho, but yeah, like I said, for them to, and then another shout out to Jimmy Haslam too, because I feel like that just showed me how gangster like Jimmy Haslam is. I mean, if anybody know about some lawsuits, it's his ass. So for him to guy, brush this off to the side, and I mean, I'm sure he know more information than I do, because I mean, to do something like this, you gotta do your due diligence at least, and know. And then plus, before all of this, when I used to Google search just Cleveland Browns and Google, like D Haslam was the owner. It was just her name, and we know like it wasn't just her. It's Jimmy's team too. But now after the signing of D Watson, it's no longer like that. So, and which makes me, I mean, I don't saying she got to, because it could f up some stuff. She gonna have to do some real PR training before she do something like this. But I think it would really be nice if she was up at the podium with Deshaun to reveal him, or if they do some type of press conference of some sort or whatever like that, where she's there for that. Because for one, like, you being a female owner or part of owner or whatever like that, there's gonna be those feminist ladies, or them women that stick up for women's right, that's gonna wanna, I mean, obviously whatever you gotta say probably gonna change their mind anyway. But nonetheless, if another female or another woman is backing up a dude that is like clearly like she feels is innocent, what I mean, looks good, not only to us, but I think the whole world. I mean, even to Deshaun, I think it would mean a lot, the same way that D Haslam stood behind Miles and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like the Haslam have no known to do that, and like, I mean, and she, you know what I mean? She'd be cool. Like she seemed like one of those type of people where it's just like she got a lot of money, and she like probably don't live like, she probably gangster too. I feel like she a gangster too, for real, for real. Like they are gangsters. I mean, and it's, and damn right, like Deshaun should get another chance. I mean, you got, I ain't trying to air out, but fuck it, why not? You got Aaron, Robert Kraft, fucking with the same situation, and nobody say boo about that shit no more, and sweep that under the rug. So I mean, and I'm sure like he's been. I mean, you see how old that dude is. Like, I'm sure he got way more than 22 of those type of instances. So in his lifetime, and he's probably been rich his whole life. On top of that, so if you can if the NFL can allow, I mean, and the NFL ain't the problem right now. It's the court system and what's going on with Deshaun. But if the NFL allows the owner to get away with shit like that, then, by all means, the player should be able to play too. So for people to try to say that Deshaun shouldn't have an opportunity to play, it's like, don't take it out on him. Definitely not, because that's not his fault. So, um, like I said, I'm not condoning or anything like that. Like these type of behaviors, these type of allegations, and trying to dismiss them as nothing real by any means. But all I'm saying is that, you know, there's people that's wanting money out here, and I would be naive to say like, oh, everybody's innocent, even though that we as a child would like to believe is that everybody's good. Like I feel like, most people are good, but it's just certain things. It's like that struggle is real, man. Struggle is real out here. So, if they can get a come up, or they can get an opportunity, or they can bring somebody down with them, just because they know they're not gonna be able to lift up or get up on their own, it's like you gotta battle that. So I just feel like, like I said, with the redemption thing, on top of that, I think also that Deshaun, I mean, he can't wear number 4 because of Phil Dawson, but obviously we didn't retire that number. But I don't think he should wear 4. I think he should wear 7 for 2 reasons, and I'm gonna go ahead and say them because Baker fucking gave us the finger. Even though I got more I want to say about Baker later, but hold on. First, I say Deshaun should wear number 7. For the joke, there's 2 reasons. One joke, obviously it's an old one, corny one. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9, which kind of plays out well because you got Jackson wearing 8 and then Burrow wearing 9. So it's like, you know, corny, but I mean, hey, whatever. I'd like that. And then 2 is, I mean, he said that he believed in Jesus Christ. So, in Matthew chapter 18, think 20, verse 21 and 22, I believe, where he was talking about, forgiveness, and then 7, and then he said, no, 7 times, 77 times, basically saying like, no matter how much a person sins against you, like you should find a way to try to forgive them. And like that's true a lot, especially in this situation. Like we gonna have to be reminded that like regardless of whatever might be said, forgive us for our trespasses, or we forgive those that trespass against us. So you gotta give them that too. And I mean, if that's what he said, if that's this believer, I feel like that's a good number. But nonetheless, hey, maybe 18 for Matthew 18. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. That was just my suggestion. He don't got to take that 7. But I did like the 6 afraid of 7, 7, 8, 9 one because Baker fucking flaked on us, little bitch. But and I just said the B word after just talking about the Almighty like that. But hey, it says curse, not cuss. It's 2 different things. Anyway, so on top of that, yeah, like I said, just overall, I'm excited about that. After I was reading a story, I didn't start feeling really good about it after I read a story by Scott Pasco, and it was just basically like him saying that like, I mean, it was what it was. Like Deshaun Watson was overall better than Baker. But my whole thing is like, everybody listen, like, okay, it's not a fact. Like, I will admit, I was attached to Baker. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't for the fact like, oh, well, we get too attached to players, or Browns fan get too attached to players. This is the thing, I feel. I mean, I'm speaking for me. I think I speak for a lot of Browns fans, because it's just like we all kind of, at the bottom line, we understand the core of our issues. So it's like, I feel like for so long, as a Browns fan, it's like we get these dudes that were quote unquote football guys, and they know what they're doing and they have a good resume and they come here and then they supposed to bring some winning mentality. They supposed to bring some winning attitude or some supposed to be thing where it's gonna get it all together and that just never happens, you know? Like when we drafted Baker, it was like for the first time, like when them coolers popped to like everything that started to go on along with that with the rookie year, the promising stuff, and then obviously the flaky sophomore year, and then we find Kevin, and then we go to the playoffs. So it was like it was seeming like even though we had a super loaded roster, like it wasn't just Baker, but it was just and it wasn't like really like it wasn't none than Baker honestly, but it was what he did as far as like I said the hate. Like we was already used to it. We was used to being hated on as far as a franchise, let alone people want to hate on this player. So it was like it was a marriage. It was like we came together to be hated, and I think that's why Odell Odell liked it too for a little bit. I had to bring him up because he's been gone, but I think for a while like he did want to be with the Browns because he was used to being hated on himself, and he knew that this was the image, so he wanted to fit that, which was cool about that. That's why I started to buy into it. I thought like, all right, he really wanted to be with the Browns, and he made one of it, which would be funny if he came back now afterwards. But speaking on, I will speak more about that too. Well, not that in particular, but just signings. Um, but yeah, when I heard that and I seen that he was way better and that, and I was like, all right. So then it just got me to also think like, damn, like I said with Baker, it was like I said he was the one that felt made me feel like it was a part of it. You know what I mean? He made me feel like um like I said, he was the one that was for us. He was the decision that was like so off the rail because it was so long. Like media was like, "Oh, the Browns need to do this, the Browns need to do that." We do that, and we get we fuck up or shit like that. The football guys they've signed Dwayne Bowe and he gets paid 17 million for one catch and just shit like that. You know what I mean? Where it's just like we trust all these or y'all don't understand. Like we do understand. We understand as a fan base what we done seen. We done been through so much shit that y'all just don't even understand. And it's not that we just hold on to the players. It's like, but when we finally got shit that's going good, we not quick to abandon it. We want to see like the tires fucking blow up for real. You know what I'm saying? We not used to just it's a little rusted and yeah, it still got a little tread or whatever like that, and but we just gonna get a new one just because we can. You know what I'm saying? Like we usually we grind that motherfucker out until it's like, yeah, it's done. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing more that we can do with this. We done seen it, we done tried it, like it is what it is, and that's kinda I guess what I was going with as far as like Baker. It was just, we seen some good. Yes, we seen a lot of lows and consistencies, but it was like what he was or what I thought he was as far as our franchise and him being the face of it. It was like, yeah, we needed that dude that was like, we know y'all talking shit about us, but we don't care. We still about to play, and it just sucked because he didn't play good enough. I think if had he had played well, then we wouldn't be having these conversations. We wouldn't be here. But bottom line is that, and this was what Carrier said too. Um, and reminded me, I forgot a little bit, is that when Baker did first get hurt and he went back out there, that was Kev trying to sit him down. Like Baker kind of forced his way back out there, and I think at that point to minimize any issue of Kevin won't let Baker go out there and play when Baker says it. He just went on ahead and let him play, and you know what? That's not Kevin's fault. So actually, this is all on Baker. Now that I can take my emotions away from it 100% and then look at it. This is all on Baker. Like the Baker kind of deserved all of this, and I think like because I have a feeling that they was excited. At least Odell, I think he was excited that Keenan was gonna start quarterbacking, and then they was like Baker's gonna be the starter out of nowhere or whatever like that, or coming back into the game, and then it just seemed like oh it was like personality kind of switched. Like they was just like fuck, like you know what I mean. Like damn, Crace was actually getting us the ball and it was pretty good and this that. So because I remember they when they played, they won. It was a pretty decent game for him. Like the catches was a little bit easier and things like that. It just everything seems to click. But then when Baker got back out there, it was like they was mad again. And then the Steelers game, that was that. But yeah, but so it's just with Baker, I guess like just the accountability and I think what it really was is that the stardom. You know what I mean? Like we LeBron left. When LeBron left, we get Baker. We was looking for a star. Baker kind of was that for us, and it was like I said, it was what we needed at the time. It was a good 4 years, man. It was even though we only got one playoff appearance out of that 4 years, but it was an entertaining time now, and I mentioned I said in my show that um, that if Baker's not on the team, I'm not gonna be doing the channel anymore, but I will throw a couple caveats out there. So my first caveat is, and I'm only throwing these caveats out because I feel like we can achieve them. I feel like I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm playing freeze tag. Once the news is that Baker's going or whatever like that, I'm gonna make one more post, and my channel's gonna be frozen by me. And hopefully, I mean, I don't know. I think like YouTube probably delete your channel after so many years or something like that of any activity. I don't know. I might be making it up. I heard it, I think. But anyway, I'm gonna freeze my channel. Basically, I'm gonna stop posts because I gotta keep my word. I gotta keep my word. You know what I'm saying? Even though I said it out of emotion, but like I said, my channel was started because of I knew that Baker was gonna be able to change the culture here. Even though it was a group effort, but he still was a part of that, and he did come along and help do that for sure. But like I said, like he was supposed to be a part of this journey for me, and I feel like if he's gone, I feel fake. So I gotta keep my word, unless, like I said, caveat, unless. And like I said, I believe so. Hopefully my team got my back. Hopefully y'all can unfreeze my channel if y'all really care, about me and because I like doing this. So hopefully y'all can unfreeze me. But all right, so I'm frozen until F1. This shit works out, and we make it. We win the AFC. We win the AFC basically. If we win the AFC, I'll unfreeze myself and I won't freeze myself no more. I'll be official. And it ain't gotta be about Mayfield no more. I mean, obviously it was never about Mayfield anyway, but Mayfield was the inspiration. You know what I'm saying? He was the reason why I was like I had to do something untraditional of what the media would or what would be so Browns to me. Um, so that's one. Number two is if they get two out of the 5 or 6 guys that I listed on my draft list, I'm hoping it's Garret Wilson. I'm hoping it's Haskell, Garret. But if it's Jameis Winston and Jameson Williams, I'm sorry, and Jameis Williams and Haskell Garrett or whoever, you know, but hopefully it's Garret Wilson for sure. But if they get 2 out of 5, I'm cool. I'll come back because then I feel like even though I do still got more guys that's still on the team. Like no, Wu wasn't one of my picks at the time, even though I liked him a lot, but I didn't think we would get him. But Newski was and Togiai was, and then before that was it who? Um, was it Greedy and that was it. I think Greedy and oh yeah, because we ended up getting Wills. I can't even remember. I think it was one year. It was like before that. Anyways, we still got some of my guys on here, so I can't abandon them all the way. I think Greedy is like one of the last ones. Newski and Togi are my like last ones that's still on the team that I mentioned on the video. And Ward. I forgot I mentioned Ward in my video too. So the only ones that's going Baker, Mac. And that was it, really. That was it. So yeah, that's number 2 of the caveat is if they get two out of my little 5 list, maybe even one. But we'll see. Just because I like doing it, but I hope it's 2. No, I'm gonna stick to 2 because then it makes it feel like it's official. Like I ain't no phony. And then And then three is if they sign back Jarvis. If they sign Jarvis back, if Jarvis is coming back, I'll come back. Cause then my initial reason why we let go of Jarvis is nullified. Like my worry was because Baker was our quarterback. Baker won't be our quarterback anymore, and yeah, there's a reason why we should have Jarvis back. So if they bring back Jarvis, I'll come back. If we get rid of Baker, if Baker's still on the team, I'll still do the channel. So if we just like keep him on the team and just put him on the fucking bench and then like let his ass rot, I'll still do the channel too. But so like I said, I don't know. We'll see how that works out. I just don't see AB like that. And then speaking on AB, Antonio Brown talking to the Browns. We already got one AB. We don't need another one. AB's cool. Like we don't need, and we need to give AB time. They finally got their quarterback. They finally got, you know what I'm saying? Like Kevin. They like there's no more excuse now. Like this is all in. Like and they get at least. I mean, they get their 5 years. I feel like shit. This is that 5 year plan that I was talking about making with Baker, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? But let it be that. Um, what I wanted to end off with, uh, I wanted to talk about, oh, Baker. I mean, I guess I should wait until he's gone to let it be a final message, but I'll just say it right now since you want to talk some smack. All right, Baker, I love you like a brother, man. All right, you need to go ahead and get you a divorce lawyer or whatever, and go ahead and break it off with Emily, man, because if it's going anyway where I was kind of afraid that it looked like, you know what I'm saying, you might need to go ahead and cut it off right now because I seen like Emily was probably just for the bag, man. I mean, she kind of caused some of this shit too, and I think it was because she was worried about the bag her damn self, but she ain't gonna forget. Man, women do not forget, all right? She ain't gonna forget about that story about you getting mopped at the Cheesecake Factory, behind the Cheesecake Factory. So, Rover did a nice job of fucking exposing that shit. So yeah, she ain't gonna forget about that mop, bro, for real. And she waiting on it. So after 5 years, alimony, alimony kick in. So you might need to, you know, avoid yourself the pain. Thank goodness you ain't got no kids right now, but hey, man, I mean, if you wanna say it's love, I mean, by all means, I'm just trying to look out, cause I can see where it is going for you, bro. Like people, kind of. I mean, hey, man. I mean, I'm glad you kept that same energy the whole way around. Um, I think that they need to trade him to the Vegas Raiders. Think that's a good move for him, honestly. He seems like one of those Al Davis type of dudes, and on top of that, like Derek Carr is who I thought he was gonna be like. So why not learn from the one that actually is that way and try to get better that way? And but the thing is like with Baker, like he kind of got like a Michael Vick type of thing for me. Not like his game is like Michael Vick, like not like he's that nice, but I'm just saying like you couldn't see Michael Vick as like a backup. It just even though it was like it just don't look right. Just something ain't right about it. It's just not gonna work. I don't see Baker as a backup, so it's like whoever he gets, he got to be a starter with. So I'm hoping that we get a first round pick so that we could, because you gotta be able to pick on the first day of the draft. I mean, like that's our tradition as a Browns fans. It's like we watch the draft, like that's our shit. You know what I'm saying? So if we ain't picking in day one, like that's like we ain't having fun for sure. So we need to pack, and I don't care if it's trade Baker for like the number 32 pick in the first round. If there's 32 in the first round, I think it should be 32. So yeah, if it has to be the 32nd pick in the first round, like for Baker, like we'll take it. So somebody give us a first round pick so that we can pick in the first round and we can have a good draft because it's gonna be a long season. It's gonna be long until we get to the season, and that's what we want to get back to because this shit is crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, that's all I got right now. Um, like I said with Bake, uh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like for coming in. I wish it would have worked out. I wish you would have not let the stardom get to you, man. Like I really feel like that's what it was. I feel like I don't know your team. your agents or whatever. Like I think they were just so focused on the business aspect of it and trying to maximize. And I think you kind of was in it too. And it just I think you wasn't taking football as serious as you know as your peers. And I mean, you kind of plateaued. It looked like I don't know. I don't know for sure. Like it just your manipulation wasn't there and things like that. But maybe you can get there. You know, we didn't bring you any consistency. You was a good thrower. You know what I mean? As far as like getting it there quickly. You know what I'm saying? Fast and stuff like that. Like especially if it was downfield. I mean, it was amazing throws downfield. The one to Callaway, I think, or was that? I think that was you that threw that, or that might have been Taylor that threw that ball that one time. That was like the first year, your first year and your rookie year. But yeah, man, fuck, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy that this is over. I'm crazy. I got this jersey right now. It's crazy that the era is over, man. It's over. But hey, man, it's all love. Maybe maybe Detroit gets you, but I can't see how that happens. You know, Dorsey there, but I mean, Dorsey go for his guys. We know that. So we'll see, but I don't know. I doubt it. I absolutely doubt it. Uh, but it might happen. But let's like I said, let's go Browns. Deshaun, welcome. Amari, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Browns, man. Do this. Hey, if we get rid of Baker, untag me. Real and a Browns fan. Peace.